Every till has the same quiet question underneath it. Who is standing here? And what are they allowed to do? This is the module that answers it. We will build up staff and access one piece at a time on Heron Bistro, our demo restaurant, and we will do each thing twice. Set it in the console, then cut straight to the register and watch it take effect. By the end, a switch you have never seen before should feel obvious. Let us start with the people. Here is the team. Each person is one row. A name, a role, and their own PIN. The short code they type to sign in. Notice the roles already differ. Camille and Jack are servers. Hugo is a cook. Ava is a host. Juliet is the manager. Every row also carries 2 extra ways to prove who they are. A 2-factor code and a sign-in card. Both switched off for now. We will turn those on later and watch them work. Adding someone is the row at the bottom. A name, a PIN, a role, and they exist. The rule the console keeps for you is simple. Every PIN has to be unique, and an inactive person cannot sign in at all. A role is just a bundle of permissions, and this grid is where you tick what each one may do. Read down a column and you read a job. The cook column is almost empty. Hugo works the kitchen. He never rings up a sale or opens the drawer. The host can ring up and manage tables, nothing more. The manager column is lit up. Void a sale, approve a discount, give a refund, override a price. And admin is locked full on, always. This is where the hierarchy actually lives, not in a title, but in these checkboxes. Rename a built-in, add your own role, and tune it here. So watch what happens when someone reaches for a button their column doesn't include. Same counter. Staff side now. Hugo the cook taps in. No barrier, because right now the shop is on the quickest sign-in mode. He tries to pop the cash drawer with no sale, and the counter stops him cold. Opening the drawer needs an authorized manager PIN, because the cook column never had that permission. This is the matrix enforcing itself. Juliet, the manager, steps in and types her PIN. 7, 8, 4, 1. And only then does the drawer open. Nobody was blocked forever. The shop just insisted the right person approve it. Back in the console. How do people unlock the counter in the first place? 4 modes, sliding from fastest to safest. Tap a name, no PIN. 1 touch, no password. Fine for a trusted solo shop, risky anywhere else. Name plus PIN. Pick yourself. Then type your code. The sensible default for most shops. PIN only, names hidden. Onlookers can't even see who works here. And username plus PIN with silent errors, which never hints whether an account exists. The little preview on the right redraws itself in your counter's own colors as you choose. Let's move Heron Bistro up to name plus PIN and see the lock screen change. And there it is, at the till. Because the shop runs a floor, the locked state is the standby screen. The live table map stays visible for anyone to glance at, but nothing can be touched until someone signs in. Camille taps her name, types her PIN, and the register opens to her. One mode changed in the console. The whole front door changed here. For the people who can do real damage, managers, owners, a PIN alone is thin. 2-factor adds a second lock, a 6-digit code from a phone app that changes every 30 seconds, so even someone who learns the PIN can't get in without the phone. Setting it up is a scan. We open it for Juliet, the manager. The counter shows a QR code. She points an authenticator app at it and types back the code it shows to confirm. Verified. 2-factor is now on for Juliet. From here, her PIN alone will not be enough. Watch the difference at the register. Juliet taps her name and types her PIN exactly as before, but this time the counter doesn't open. It asks for her 2-factor code first. She reads the 6 digits off her phone, and now she's in. That second step is the whole point. Her PIN could leak and her account would still hold. Typing a PIN 40 times a shift gets old, so there is a faster door, a tap card. On each person's row is enroll card. The counter listens to the USB reader. You hold a card to it, and whatever it reads is saved to that person. We enroll one for Camille. The counter picks up the number and files it under her name. Then, just below the sign-in modes, you choose per device whether a tap replaces the PIN entirely or sits on top of it. We'll set this computer to card replaces PIN. One tap and you're in, with the PIN still there as backup. At the till, the lock screen now offers it up front. Tap your card to sign in. A card passes the reader, the counter recognizes Camille, and she is straight in. No PIN typed at all. That is a real sign-in, not a shortcut. It is still her, tied to her card, logged as her. The fast door and the secure door are the same door. 2 guards run on their own, for when nobody is watching the register. Auto lock signs the counter out after it sits idle. And nothing is lost. The open sale is exactly where you left it when someone signs back in. And lockout after wrong PINs. Pick a number, and that many wrong guesses in a row freezes sign-in on the device for a while. Let's arm it. 3 wrong tries, then a 5-minute timeout. And then go try to break in. One of the servers has forgotten his PIN. Jack taps his name and guesses. Wrong. Guesses again. Wrong. A 3rd time. And that is the limit. The counter locks him out entirely. Too many wrong PINs, blocked for about 5 minutes on this device. A patient guesser just ran out of patience. When the timer clears, sign-in comes back on its own. Everything so far has one honest catch. The PINs are checked here, in the browser, where a determined person could edit them. This is the switch that fixes that. Sync staff and test connection pushes every PIN, encrypted, and every 2-factor secret up to the secure server, and confirms it answered. Connected, 5 staff stored safely. Then validates sign-in on the server, flips the checking itself off the browser and onto the server, and wipes the local copies as it goes. From now on, the lock screen asks the server, and nobody can tamper with the answer. The till looks identical. And that is the point. Camille taps her name and types her PIN, and it opens just as smoothly. But this time, the code never touched the browser to be checked. It went to the server and came back with a signed session the counter can't fake. Same 3 seconds for her, a completely different foundation underneath. The convenience stayed. The trust got real. One last piece ties the hierarchy together. Remember Hugo reaching for the drawer and the manager approving? This is where you choose how a manager proves it. A manager PIN, a manager 2-factor code, or a physical USB key. The rule itself only ever says needs a manager. This setting decides the proof, so changing it never breaks a single rule you've written. That is staff and access, end to end. So, the whole arc. You named the people and gave them PINs. You shaped the hierarchy in the matrix and watched it stop a cook at the drawer. You chose how the door opens, added a tap card and a 2-factor code, set the counter to lock itself and to freeze a guesser, and finally moved the entire check onto the server, where it can't be edited. Every switch you met has a reason, and now you've seen each one land at the till. That is staff and access.